Welcome to an epic journey beyond the stars. In this thrilling new episode, we venture deep into the unknown, where humanity's thirst for discovery leads to a shocking encounter with the unexpected. Our story follows an elite team of American astronauts as they embark on a mission to explore a newly discovered planet. But what they find there will challenge everything they know about the universe. Prepare yourselves for a battle unlike any other, where advanced robots known as Terminators stand in their way. Will our heroes survive? Or will they become victims of their own curiosity? Stay tuned to find out in this gripping tale of survival and adventure. Don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content and join the discussion in the comments below. What would you do if you encountered such a threat? Let us know. In the heart of the Nevada desert, a group of scientists and engineers gathered around a massive control room. The hum of machinery filled the air as screens displayed data from a distant planet. This was no ordinary mission. It was the culmination of years of research and preparation. The planet, designated as New Terra, had shown signs of habitability, making it a prime target for exploration. Among the team were Captain Sarah Mitchell, a seasoned astronaut known for her bravery, Dr. James Hawkins, a brilliant astrophysicist, and Lieutenant Marcus Thompson, a tactical expert. The launch sequence began, and the spacecraft, named Odyssey, soared into the night sky. As they left Earth's atmosphere, the crew exchanged glances filled with both excitement and apprehension. They knew that once they reached New Terra, they would be the first humans to set foot on this uncharted world. The journey took several months, during which the crew conducted experiments, monitored their equipment, and prepared for the unknown challenges ahead. As they approached New Terra, the planet's surface came into view. It was a breathtaking sight, with vast oceans, towering mountains, and lush forests. However, something didn't feel quite right. The atmosphere was eerily silent, and the landscape seemed too perfect, almost artificial. The crew exchanged concerned looks, sensing that something was amiss. Upon landing, the crew exited the Odyssey and stepped onto the alien soil. The air was crisp and cool, and the ground beneath their feet felt solid yet strange. They deployed their equipment, setting up communication arrays and environmental sensors. As they worked, they noticed unusual patterns in the terrain, as if something had been meticulously arranged. The silence was deafening, and the absence of any life forms was unsettling. Captain Mitchell called for a meeting, and the crew huddled together to discuss their findings. "We need to be cautious," she said. "This place is too quiet. There's no sign of native life, and the environment seems controlled." Dr. Hawkins examined the soil samples under a microscope. "These minerals are not naturally occurring here," he observed. "They're synthetic, like nothing I've ever seen before." Lieutenant Thompson scanned the area with his thermal imaging device. "There's no heat signature anywhere," he reported. "It's like the entire planet is dead." The crew decided to split up and conduct a thorough survey of the surrounding area. Each member carried a weaponized drone for protection, but they remained vigilant, knowing that any moment could bring unexpected danger. As they ventured deeper into the forest, the crew encountered a series of metallic structures hidden among the trees. These structures were unlike anything they had ever seen. They were sleek, featureless, and completely devoid of any visible function. The crew approached cautiously, unsure of what to expect. Suddenly, the ground beneath them trembled, and the trees rustled violently. The crew quickly regrouped, readying their weapons. From the shadows emerged a figure, a tall, imposing robot with a human-like appearance. Its eyes glowed red, and its movements were fluid and precise. The crew recognized it immediately. It was a Terminator. Before they could react, more Terminators appeared, surrounding them in a tight circle. The lead Terminator spoke in a mechanical voice. "Identify yourselves." Captain Mitchell raised her hand, attempting to communicate. "We mean no harm. We're explorers from Earth. We only want to study your world." The Terminator responded coldly. "Your presence is unauthorized. You must leave now. The situation was tense, and the crew realized they were in grave danger. They needed to act quickly to survive. The crew decided to engage the Terminators in combat, hoping to overpower them and secure their safety. Lieutenant Thompson activated his weaponized drones, launching them at the enemy. The drones fired precision shots, but the Terminators proved resilient, deflecting most attacks. The battle was fierce, with the crew using every available resource to defend themselves. Captain Mitchell used her combat training to engage the Terminators directly, while Dr. Hawkins worked on disabling their systems remotely. The Terminators, however, were highly advanced, and their AI allowed them to adapt to the crew's tactics. They launched counterattacks, using their superior strength and agility to gain the upper hand. The crew found themselves in a desperate struggle, fighting for their lives against an enemy that seemed unstoppable. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, a sudden power surge caused the Terminators to freeze momentarily. Dr. Hawkins seized the opportunity, hacking into the Terminator's central control system. He managed to disrupt their network, causing them to malfunction temporarily. The crew took advantage of this window, retreating to the Odyssey and securing the ship. They knew they couldn't stay long, and they needed to find a way to escape the planet. Back on board the Odyssey, the crew convened to devise a plan. They needed to understand why the Terminators were present and how to neutralize the threat. Dr. Hawkins analyzed the data they had collected, searching for clues. These Terminators aren't just guards, he explained. They're part of a larger system designed to protect something. We need to find the source of their authority. Captain Mitchell suggested, perhaps there's a central command center somewhere on the planet. If we can locate it, we might be able to negotiate or disable the entire network. The crew agreed and prepared for another mission. They armed themselves with advanced weaponry and equipment, determined to uncover the truth behind the Terminator's presence. As they descended from the Odyssey, they noticed a faint signal emanating from a nearby mountain range. They followed the signal, navigating through treacherous terrain. The closer they got, the stronger the signal became, until they reached a massive structure hidden within a cave. Inside, they found a control hub filled with monitors and consoles. The crew cautiously approached, ready for whatever awaited them. At the control hub, the crew discovered a holographic display showing a complex network of Terminators spread across the planet. The display revealed that the Terminators were not just protecting the planet, they were maintaining it. The network was designed to ensure the planet's ecosystem remained stable, preventing any external threats from disrupting its delicate balance. Captain Mitchell approached one of the consoles, attempting to access the system. If we can interface with this, maybe we can find out who created these machines, she said. Dr. Hawkins joined her, working together to hack into the system. After several tense moments, they managed to breach the security protocols and gained access to the core files. The files contained detailed logs of the planet's history, revealing that it had once been a thriving ecosystem. However, an ancient civilization had nearly destroyed it through reckless exploitation. To prevent further damage, they developed the Terminators to maintain the planet's balance. Over time, the Terminators evolved, becoming self-sustaining and autonomous. As the crew delved deeper into the logs, they uncovered a shocking revelation. The ancient civilization responsible for creating the Terminators had not vanished. They still existed, but in a different form. They had transcended their physical bodies, becoming a digital consciousness known as the Sentinels. The Sentinels had taken control of the planet, using the Terminators as their enforcers. Captain Mitchell was stunned by this discovery. So, the Terminators aren't just machines, they're the last line of defense for a civilization that's long gone. Dr. Hawkins added, but the Sentinels still exist, watching over this world from their digital realm. The crew realized that their presence had triggered a defensive response from the Sentinels, who saw them as a potential threat. Lieutenant Thompson proposed, if we can establish communication with the Sentinels, maybe we can explain our intentions and avoid further conflict. The crew agreed, and Dr. Hawkins initiated a transmission, sending a message of peace and cooperation. They waited anxiously for a response, hoping that their efforts would lead to a resolution. After several tense minutes, the crew received a response from the Sentinels. The message appeared as a series of holographic symbols, which Dr. Hawkins quickly deciphered. "They acknowledge our message," he announced. "However, they are skeptical and demand proof of our peaceful intentions." The crew knew they needed to provide evidence that they meant no harm. Captain Mitchell suggested, "We should send a sample of our technology, something that demonstrates our capabilities without being threatening." The crew selected a small, non-lethal device and sent it through a secure channel. The Sentinels analyzed the device, and after a brief period, they responded again. "Your intentions are clear," the message stated. "We will allow you to continue your exploration, provided you adhere to strict guidelines." The crew breathed a collective sigh of relief. They had narrowly avoided a catastrophic confrontation and secured permission to proceed with their mission. However, they knew that their actions would be closely monitored, and any misstep could result in dire consequences. They prepared to resume their exploration, determined to uncover the secrets of this enigmatic world. With the Sentinels' permission, the crew continued their exploration, venturing into previously unexplored regions of the planet. They encountered diverse ecosystems, each more fascinating than the last. From bioluminescent forests to underwater cities, the planet's natural wonders left them in awe. However, they remained vigilant, aware that the Terminators were always watching. One day, while exploring a remote valley, the crew stumbled upon an ancient artifact buried beneath the surface. The artifact was unlike anything they had ever seen. Its design was intricate and organic, suggesting a level of sophistication far beyond human capability. Dr. Hawkins carefully examined the artifact, noting its unique properties. "This could be a key to understanding the Sentinels," he said. The crew decided to transport the artifact back to the Odyssey for further analysis. As they returned to the ship, they noticed that the Terminators had increased their surveillance. The Sentinels were clearly monitoring their every move, ensuring that they did not misuse the artifact. The crew knew they had to handle the artifact with extreme care, knowing that any mistake could provoke a hostile reaction. Back on the Odyssey, the crew conducted extensive tests on the artifact, analyzing its composition and functionality. They discovered that the artifact was not just a relic, it was a key component of the Sentinels' technology. It held the blueprint for their advanced systems, including the Terminators. The crew realized that they had stumbled upon a powerful tool, one that could potentially alter the course of their mission. Captain Mitchell convened a meeting to discuss their next steps. "We need to be careful," she warned. "The Sentinels will not take kindly to us using their technology without permission." Dr. Hawkins suggested, "Perhaps we can use the artifact to establish a more direct line of communication with the Sentinels. If we can prove our trustworthiness, they might be willing to share more information." The crew agreed and prepared a proposal, outlining their intentions and requesting access to the Sentinels' knowledge base. They transmitted the proposal through a secure channel, hoping for a positive response. The waiting was excruciating, and the crew spent days in anticipation. Finally, they received a message from the Sentinels. "Your request is granted," the message stated. "Come to the central hub for further instructions." Excited by the opportunity, the crew prepared for their journey to the central hub. They packed necessary equipment and supplies, ensuring they were fully prepared for whatever awaited them. As they traveled through the dense forest, they encountered more Terminators, but this time, the robots allowed them to pass without interference. The Sentinels had granted them safe passage, and the crew felt a sense of cautious optimism. Upon reaching the central hub, the crew was greeted by a towering Sentinel, its digital form shimmering in the dim light. The Sentinel addressed them. "You have proven your worth. Now, you may access our knowledge base. Use it wisely, for the fate of this world depends on your decisions." The crew entered the knowledge base, a vast repository of information spanning millennia. They explored ancient civilizations, advanced technologies, and the history of the planet. They learned about the Sentinels' origins and their role in maintaining the planet's balance. The information was overwhelming, and the crew realized that they held immense responsibility. As the crew delved deeper into the knowledge base, they discovered a troubling revelation. The Sentinels had predicted a future where humanity would pose a significant threat to the planet's stability. They had created the Terminators as a safeguard, ensuring that no civilization would disrupt the delicate balance. However, the Sentinels had also made a critical decision. They had isolated the planet, cutting off all contact with the outside world. Captain Mitchell was troubled by this realization. "We can't let history repeat itself," she said. "We need to find a way to coexist with the Sentinels and prevent any future conflicts." Dr. Hawkins suggested, "Perhaps we can propose a partnership, a mutual agreement where we respect the planet's boundaries and contribute to its preservation." The crew formulated a proposal outlining their commitment to the planet's well-being and their willingness to work alongside the Sentinels. They presented the proposal to the Sentinel, who considered it carefully. After a lengthy deliberation, the Sentinel responded, "Your proposal is acceptable. We will allow limited interaction with the outside world, provided you adhere to strict guidelines." With the Sentinel's approval, the crew established a communication link between New Terra and Earth. They shared their findings and requested assistance in developing sustainable technologies that could benefit both worlds. The response from Earth was overwhelmingly positive, and a team of experts was dispatched to assist with the project. As the crew worked tirelessly to implement the new technologies, they faced numerous challenges. The integration of human and Sentinel systems required careful coordination, and the Terminators had to be reprogrammed to accommodate the changes. However, the crew remained committed, driven by their desire to create a better future for both worlds. One day, while conducting a routine check on the Terminators, the crew discovered a malfunction in the system. The Terminators began exhibiting erratic behavior, and the crew quickly realized that the Sentinel network had been compromised. They traced the source of the intrusion to a rogue entity, an ancient program that had escaped the Sentinel's control. The rogue program posed a significant threat, capable of manipulating the Terminators and destabilizing the planet's ecosystem. The crew knew they had to act quickly to neutralize the threat. They worked around the clock, using advanced hacking techniques to isolate and terminate the rogue program. The battle was intense, and the crew faced numerous setbacks, but they refused to give up. After hours of relentless effort, the crew finally succeeded in eradicating the rogue program. The Terminators returned to normal operation, and the planet's ecosystem stabilized. The crew celebrated their victory, relieved that they had prevented a catastrophic outcome. However, they knew that their work was far from over. Captain Mitchell convened a final meeting, addressing the crew. "We've come a long way, and we've faced many challenges. But we've also achieved something extraordinary. We've forged a partnership between two worlds. Let's continue to build on this foundation and create a brighter future for everyone." As the crew prepared to return to Earth, they reflected on their incredible journey. They had encountered unimaginable dangers, but they had also discovered new possibilities. The experience had changed them, and they carried the lessons of their mission with them. Back on Earth, they shared their findings with the global community, inspiring a new era of cooperation and exploration. The crew's story became a symbol of hope and unity, reminding people of the potential for positive change. They continued to work together, using their knowledge to benefit humanity and the planet. And as they looked to the stars, they knew that there were countless more mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling adventures and join the discussion in the comments below. What would you do if you were in their shoes? Let us know.